We are making one of my favorite Turkish street foods, chicken kebab in skewers. In Turkish, we call the recipe Shish Tavouk. Shish means skewers and Tavuk means chicken. And from my researches in the Middle Eastern countries, they call the same. Along with the Turkish style chicken skewer kebab, I'm also going to show you how to quickly make a flatbread. You can either wrap it or serve as a base, and I will demonstrate how we serve traditionally in Turkish restaurants. Let's begin. Well, in the past on the channel, I shared a similar recipe using chicken breast. It is possible, but you have to be careful not to overcook, otherwise it can be dry. So that's why in this recipe I decided to use chicken legs. It also stays more juicy even if you overcook them. On the market, they cut the leg a bit of bone intact, so you can also fry or grill it like a steak. So I take out the bone part and cut the chicken pieces into big chunks. Make sure they are about the same size for even cooking. I wanted to keep the skin to give extra fat and flavor, but if you prefer not to, take out the skin and then cut the pieces and continue to the recipe. I had a little bit meat intact with the bones, so I decided to boil them to use the broth in the soup. The marinade is one of the important steps for the recipe since we get all the flavor to the chicken from the marinade. The main ingredients is the onion. We're gonna use the juice, and the best way to get the juice of the onion out is just to finely grate it and then squeeze out the juice. And the beautiful juice will help to marinate and flavor the chickens. You can use the meaty part for the meatballs or other recipes. Next, the yogurt, 2 heaped tablespoons. It has acidity, helps to marinate. You can use milk if you like. Since the yogurt is thicker, has more acidity, it works better in the marinade. And 1 heaped tablespoon tomato paste. You can also use half and half, 1 teaspoon each tomato and pepper paste. Along with a tablespoon of lemon juice, I crushed 2-3 cloves of garlic. Give it a good stir and add the spices. I used about heaped teaspoon of each spices, some paprika, pul biber, chili flakes, black pepper and cumin. But if you want to have a stronger flavor, you can adjust and increase up to 2 teaspoons of the spices. Also add some thyme and salt, of course. And finally, I wanted to drizzle some vegetable oil to give extra fat and to help to coat the chicken pieces, and put everything to the chicken and mix well. Make sure all the chicken pieces are well mixed with the marinade. Make sure to marinate the chicken at least half an hour, 2 hours is better, overnight is best. So while the chicken is marinating, I decided to make the easy flatbreads to serve with the chicken. I'm using lukewarm water and milk mixture. You can play with the amount, increase the milk or just omit it. Using 10 grams fresh yeast or use 1 teaspoon dry yeast, a teaspoon of sugar and salt. Use the salt over the flour and add close to 3 cups of flour first, along with tablespoon of olive oil or vegetable oil. Give it a stir with a wooden spatula and continue to add flour until it becomes a pliable soft dough. Sorry for the background noises, my friends. I was taking class and it was an online live event, so I had to do both of them together. Here, without resting the dough, I cut them into 10 pieces and shape them into balls. It will rest between the each shaping. You don't have to wait to rise. After resting for 10 minutes, roll out each piece as much as you can. Either use rolling pin or oklava as we do in Turkey. In the beginning, it takes more flour to roll out, so you can use generously first when sprinkling the flour, and then after a while when it begins to get bigger, don't use that much anymore. Because when we cook the flatbreads, we don't want any residue of the flour which prevents them to cook well and then burn while cooking. You can use your biggest non-stick pan. Make sure it is heat up well and cook both sides for about 1 minute. It can change depending on how thin or thick your flatbread is. Be careful not to overcook, otherwise it can get dry out, and close a kitchen towel to keep it soft. You can also spritz some water over it to keep the softness. Before I begin to thread the chicken pieces and cook, I prepared the garnishes so everything will be ready and hot to serve. I chopped some lettuce and had some red sweet kapya peppers. I cut them into chunks and also some tomatoes into wedges to grill along the chicken skewers to serve together. In today's recipe, I'm using these skewers that are a gift from my mom. These are very old, from Germany, the times we were living there. It has a different style, a little bit round parts and then flat parts that can help to stick the chicken and prevent to turn while cooking. And also the wooden handles helps to work easily. There are also wooden skewers. If you use these, make sure to soak them at least for half an hour so they don't burn. It might be a bit harder to thread the chicken pieces, but still can work. These are usually better when you make a regular kebab from either minced meat or minced chicken, which I also have the recipe. And this is the one we traditionally have when we make, again, Adana or Urfa kebabs. I'm gonna add more information about skewers on my blog post about this video on turkishfoodtravel.com. So I placed from the marinated chicken pieces. Don't squeeze all the way too much. Give them a little bit space to cook evenly. Some people prefers to add vegetables between each chunks, but I wanted to keep it like this and grill the veggies on the sides to serve together. To cook the chicken skewers, I'm using my good old cast iron griddle. It's a perfect choice when you cook inside. It gives partially a charred flavor. But of course, if you can, the best way is to make a barbecue, grill outside and get that charred flavor to the chicken shish. My griddle is nice and hot. If you don't have, you can also use your heavy duty frying pan. Drizzle some vegetable oil to prevent sticking and place the skewered chickens onto the griddle. Along with the chicken kebabs, I also placed the tomatoes and red peppers to grill together and serve. If the chicken pieces tends to stick, you can help with a spatula, but normally it shouldn't be a problem. It's been a while since I used my griddle, probably it's because of that. I had bulgur pilav left from yesterday, so wanted to serve as how they do traditionally in Turkish restaurants. Along with the bulgur, lettuce, flatbreads, tomatoes and red peppers, I placed a quick pickled red cabbage that I have the recipe on the channel. Check the links. And here it is, my friends, chicken tavuk, shish kebab, chicken skewers, whichever you call, with a traditional Turkish serving. As you can see, it's really not that hard to make at home. All the flavor is in the marinade and cooking the chicken with the skewers, and also the serving and the garnishes, the bulgur, makes a difference as well. Give it a try, let me know how it turns out. Don't forget to like and share my video if you think it is flavorful and helpful to you. Thanks for watching and see you in the next episode. Afiyet olsun.